5.
It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, but what time is it really?
What is this, day 3 of our 5-day adventure?
I think so,
Filling
baby.
in for the incomparable Carol Ross.
Yes. Who today I have heard.
Yes. Where is she today? Where in the world is Carol Ross?
I have heard. I've not been able to confirm that this is actually true.
Okay.
But I have heard that there is a club and there was some shaking going on.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know.
Okay.
Might have been some karaoke.
I was thinking Saint-Tropez. So is that where she is today?
I don't think so. All I'm saying is, I don't know.
Well, we did bring in an expert, though, to help us figure out where she is in the world. Maegan Sonnier from Travel Machine. Good morning.
Yay.
It's not even good morning. It's good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So how's the world? How you doing today?
The world is amazing.
You got to get out there and see it, though, is the important part, right?
Yes, you have to immerse yourself. And you never appreciate rice and gravy or Dr. Pepper until you travel. I can assure you.
I can tell you, after a handful of trips out of the country with my wife, she has just stopped rolling her eyes so hard. And when I get off a plane and like the first thing I see, whatever is going to be right ahead of me, I'm just going to eat it. Like it's got to be Burger King or Auntie Anne's pretzels or something. And it's fun being other places and trying new things. But
then you come home and you're like
wait,
let me kiss the ground.
I'm a rice and gravy guy. I mean, like I hate for every meal to be an adventure. And that's what it is.
Yeah.
While you're, every meal is something new and that's fun for a limited time.
Actually, one of the things that we do on a regular basis is that we will get menus ahead of time for clients. We do have foodies that come with us and they want to know. So we work and we get the menus from the resorts or from the cruise lines and let them know
awesome.
some of what they're going to eat.
That's
All right,
genius.
So you work with Travel Machine, and Travel Machine is locally owned, travel agent. We've been here for years and years and years. You've probably passed the sign and seen it. Tell me what you guys do. What are you seeing a lot of right now?
We are seeing a lot of people are doing multi-generational travel. Nowadays there's so much electronics and, the grandkids don't look at you anymore for Christmas and they're playing their iPads and even the daughter's on her phone and Facebooking.
Right.
With the economy that we had last year, we had a lot of people retire and, decide that they want to spend their money to make more memories with their families. So we're getting a lot of grandparents, parents, grandkids, all traveling together, and they're going on phenomenal vacations where they're actually doing activities like we used to do whenever we were kids outside.
Wow.
And without devices.
Yeah, without the phones. I'll tell you, one of my favorite things about being out of cell phone range is just you have an excuse. Like, no one's looking for you.
Absolutely.
I'm going to call you on the Wi-Fi at the hotel when later on tonight to check on the kids. But don't call me during the rest of the day because you can't. It's great.
So a lot of this grandma and grandpa and then mom and dad and then the kids and the grandkids and maybe even the great-grandkids.
Yeah,
They
definitely.
want to be together.
We like to tell people that we book experiences, we book memories, not just vacations.
Yeah.
Because it's about connecting with those other people. It's about connecting with a different culture and a different food, but it's becoming a lot more connection with each other. That's really
cool.
making it valuable for people.
One of the things that we have kind of decided with our kids for Christmas, okay, and to an extent birthdays, they just have toys and they play with something for 15 seconds and then it's on the floor for us to pick up forever. That's just kind of like the circle of life, how it happens. That, we've kind of gotten together with even my parents and said, don't buy us stuff.
Yeah.
Let's go somewhere. Let's go somewhere for a long weekend. And so I think this is the first year we have actually convinced them. And Thanksgiving, we're not doing real Thanksgiving. That's going to be their Christmas present for us. We're going to leave for a week for Thanksgiving. And that's whenever you kind of look at money-wise and time-wise and what you get for your money, gosh, spending it somewhere else, it's just awesome. So we're excited about that.
It sounds like it's going to be fun. All right. Now, for those of us who may be looking, the pocketbook, it's kind of tight and that kind of thing. Any thoughts kind of in that direction?
We're getting, we book everything from New Orleans hotels to $50,000 world cruises and everything in between. One of the first questions we ask is, what's your budget range? And then we ask what you want to do. Because some people want all this great stuff, but then they're on a budget. And some people have a huge budget,
But they have no idea.
And they have
And
no
they're like,
idea
I just
what
want
they
to go
can
to a
get.
camp. I just want to go fishing. I
Right.
mean, that's easy to do around here.
Right. And, some want more activity. So you're not going to spend as much ahead of time if you want more included. It all depends on what you want. But we have something for everybody. I have 13 full-time agents in-house.
Wow.
So they're like ready to go to help you research what you want. What if you just have an idea? See, that's the thing. I kind of have this idea of what I'd like to do, but I don't know how to do it, or even if I could do it, because like they would have to answer questions, right?
Yes, bucket lists are our favorite. We're in the relationship build business. We don't want to just sell you this trip. We don't want to sell you just this vacation. We want you to come back to us.
Sure.
I have a client, and he walked in one day, and he wanted to see the 7 wonders of the world. So you know what? We wrote those down, and we picked his first one. And the next year, I know the time range that he likes to travel. And, I'll call him, and I said, hey, the Wall of China, the Great Wall of China is having a special. Let's do it this year. I have this promotion. Let's go ahead and book you. Because I know what he wants.
Right.
Yeah.
He already told you. Hey,
I know what he
where I
wants. So
wanna
you know what? We
experience.
check him off as the promotions come in and as the best deals.
That's awesome.
So you may decide, like, hey, I want to go to a beach, but I just don't want something regular.
Yeah.
Then your agents, because they know, and one of the coolest things I like about it and why I'm like so envious of their job is that they experience them too. A part of it is, we were talking a little while ago about Viking River cruises. I'm going on one later on this year in December. You just got back from one, and you gave me like 10 tips for things I should do while I'm on it. I think that's a really cool benefit.
It is a benefit. And, our agents range from 25 years old to 83 years old.
Wow.
So anywhere that you've been, we have an agent who came in from Mexico. She went to see the newest resort there, and she was explaining to us on 20 years how it changed and how much the highways
Have
make it so much
changed.
better to travel.
Yeah.
That's what I've heard.
Than
I've heard about
what
Mexico.
used to be. We have one of our girls just got back from Scotland, London, and she did it with a group of 20-somethings.
Yeah.
I just went on Viking cruise, and one of my agents came with me, and she's early 60s. I'm early 30s. We had a great time. But we have different experiences that we all share, even from the same product. So no matter who you are or where you come from, you can walk in our office, and we can relate.
All right, we're going to get a quick break in here
Yes.
right now. I want to ask, this is the question I think so many people ask when we talk about Travel Machine is, can I just do everything online? Can't I just find it online? And there are some very distinct differences,
There
especially
are people.
especially in the time of airline flights getting canceled and maybe unexpected things along the way. They can help you there. It's 2:13 now. Rob, Kirkpatrick, and Bernadette Lee, we're filling in for the vacationing
Yes.
Carol Ross, who will be back next Tuesday, taking you into your afternoon, leading up to the Offsides guys this afternoon. Stay with us. .218, welcome back to the After the Show. Rob Kirkpatrick, Bernadette Lee, joined by Travel Machines, Maegan Sonnier. So, all right, the internet is an awesome thing. You get to see pictures of places you might want to go, things you want to experience. I know there are so many kind of new websites. One of my favorites is oyster.com, where you can look at real pictures of a hotel. Because, from the right angle, you could make the Les
Anything
Pay
look
Motel
nice,
hotel look like a Four Seasons.
Right.
Really, from the right angle, you can do it. But that is why you use a travel agent.
Yes.
Maegan, why shouldn't people just take it upon themselves and book some crazy adventurous trip on like a Groupon or a discount all by themselves?
Well, I'll touch on the Groupon for a minute because I have friends who send me Groupons quite often. And you know what? I can get those 2-star resorts that they're calling 4-star resorts for the same price or beat it 99% of the time.
Wow.
See, that's great. That's good to know.
And we do price match. And, my biggest thing is keeping your money local, especially with everything that we've been at. Whenever we keep our money local, I doubt that Expedia has given to anybody's fundraiser, has given to the teachers, has helped
you're
anybody
right.
with medical bills, lately. Expedia, or even if you book it direct, you're getting the same price and you're keeping it local. And if something happens to you while you're on that trip, you call us. We have 24/7 service from one of our agents who are in-house. You won't go to China. You won't go to Egypt. You won't even go to California. You go to Dusson.
Yeah, yeah.
They know what your last name is. They know.
They know if you have a rice and gravy emergency. Like, it's been 3 days and you're in some foreign country, you know, like California.
Yeah.
And you just say, I need some steak and some rice and gravy.
Yeah, find that for me. Yeah, I mean, when we see it happen, I mean, people get stranded places. And you know what? If you're stranded on one specific airline, guess what? Just on your one flight, there might be 150 or 200 other people in the same situation. They all have to call the airline. And that's something you could work through directly with your travel machine agent.
If you book direct, you're standing in line. The travel machine clients are in the bar with us, and we are calling the airlines for them. And then we send them a text message whenever it's ready, and then they go to the gate and pick up their tickets and avoid that long line.
That's amazing.
You know, our clients, talking about the pictures, their time is very valuable. And if you don't think your time is valuable, it takes an average of 2 weeks to plan a 7-day vacation. 2 weeks. And, you know, if you have kids or if you have spouses or you have things better to do than to shop online, that's where we come in and we can help you. And sometimes you might see oyster.com. I've seen pictures from there. It was great. It looked beautiful. I know that resort. That resort has not been updated in 20 years.
Wow.
So they don't tell you the date that those pictures were taken. You know where they are, but you don't know when they were taken.
Okay. That all makes sense. All right. So people looking ahead now to summer vacations, what are some popular places that people are looking to book right now?
Super popular vacation, St. Lucia.
Okay.
It is the hottest honeymoon spot.
Really?
Yes.
And what makes it different than the rest of the saints down there?
It is the Hawaii of the Caribbean. They have mud baths. They have volcanoes. They have cliffside suites. They have beautiful beaches. You know,
our eyes are glazing over. Are you noticing that? We may get married to each other, and that's against the law, just so we can go on a honeymoon.
And you can get it all inclusive.
And you can get it all inclusive. All right. Okay. Tell me about an all inclusive.
Yeah.
Is it really all inclusive?
That's where your travel agent comes in.
Okay.
Because they do have a lot of quote unquote all inclusives. Some do not include your alcohol.
Boo.
Some only include 3 meals a day. Now that means 3 meals a day on their time. We all know that, you know, some of us Cajuns don't like to eat until you're ready to go to bed.
Right.
And that may be 10 o'clock or later. Well, you're out of luck at some of these places.
Okay.
You know, true all-inclusives have the room service. We're going with KTDY. It's 24-hour room service. They have 11 restaurants to pick from.
Yes.
You know, they have a la carte.
And
you're
they're
not
going to
stuck
Punta
at a
Cana,
buffet
right?
the whole time. Punta Cana, Dominican Republic.
Because I've heard a lot of buzz about that too.
That's our hottest family destination right now.
Yep.
Okay.
Our multi-generational people, our families, they want to go and bring the kids. It's a gorgeous beach. Punta Cana it's fairly new, so it's really untouched. It's still gorgeous.
That's what I've heard.
Really cool.
I've heard nothing but wonderful things.
What about over in Europe? Are those still popular destinations? I know, like when you have older kids who can make that flight and keep up and follow signs.
Italy is our number one, as always. You know, we're food people, and apparently everybody likes Italian food. Everybody wants wine. So Italy is our top one. Ireland, we're getting a lot of people going to Ireland, you know, because of the heritage. France, same thing. A lot of people from around here have Irish roots, have French roots. So they want to go and see where they come from.
That makes sense. All right. So you have a budget, but you just want to make sure you get the most for your money.
Yeah.
Where's the best value, I guess, summer vacation-wise?
Summer vacation-wise, all-inclusive, my favorite, a lot of my agents' favorite, we love Jamaica.
Okay.
Jamaica's amazing. It's laid back. Everybody speaks English. So, you know, if you haven't traveled extensively, sometimes whenever you go to a destination and they don't speak your language and you don't speak theirs, it can be a bit frustrating. Jamaica, everybody speaks English. 98% of their economy for the country comes from tourism.
So they have to be able to accommodate you.
They have to be able to accommodate you, and all of the resorts are private. So you're not going to get all those beggars asking to braid your hair.
Oh, massage.
And
massages.
asking, oh, let me rub you down. I help you. Come see my shop. Yeah. You don't get that.
Okay.
It's private. Okay. They do have usually 1 or 2 days during the week where let's select people come in, because you want to buy
Sure,
the straw hats and the bracelets and all that stuff, and they'll allow people, but you don't get the beggars that you've been. And if you haven't been anywhere yet and you don't know where you want to go, cruises are a great, great value.
I mean, the hotel just floats around. You just unpack once, you go back. I'm a huge advocate of a cruise. I love a cruise.
Yes, and if you're a big packer and you don't know what color shoes to bring or what you're going to wear one night, that moving hotel will blow your mind.
Yes. So it's so great to know that there is someone here who can help you out in case of an unfortunate situation. Bernie was telling us a little bit. She gave us a little sneak peek in the break. So what happened?
All right. So look, people, here's a hint. When they tell you to have a travel agent, there's a reason for that. Okay. There are like 1,000,001 reasons for that. But if you say to yourself, no, I know better. I'm going to book this on the side because I got $50 off my ticket. A whole $50. Oh, that's exciting. So then when you go somewhere and then you get lost, see, if you're with the people at your travel agency, they'll be able to go to the right people to help find you.
Okay.
And you won't be lost in a group of a bunch of beggars.
Yeah.
Come back with no money, thinking, oh my God, we almost got killed. And so the experience is get yourself a travel agent. Make sure that you have a travel agent. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Well,
I don't want to reveal any other sources about that story.
Someone who knows where you are.
Yes,
I mean, I think that's
correct.
That's important. You know, we know some of these countries. I had a couple of friends who were in Egypt several years back. Whenever like the country fell.
Right.
I mean, like it wasn't the president. Was he killed or was he?
I don't
but
remember.
I mean, everything just collapsed.
Right.
And, through the work with a travel agent, was able to like find the U.S. Embassy to fly him home. I mean, you hope that kind of stuff doesn't happen.
But
that's why I go to places I'm not scared. So maybe I don't have to, but you never know.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you. I want to see the pyramids someday, and I'm going to do it. Because I could walk out of here and get hit by a bus.
That's the truth. Yep.
So and that's why you go with a travel agent, because they're, like you said, they're going to be able to help you get out of something should something happen.
All right, so a quick little plug for the website, KPEL965.com.
Yes.
I put on my Sherlock Holmes hat today.
Did you really?
And did one of the coolest stories I think I ever have.
Really?
About the fact that Disney World was actually being planned to be on the North Shore of New Orleans, around Mandeville, Slidell area. Did you know this, Maegan?
Really?
They were buying tracts of land, and then apparently Walt Disney got a little bit miffed by some politicians at the time and said, we're done. We're not doing it here. So
sounds like everybody had their hand out.
It could be 2 hours away. Like, what if Disney World was 2 hours away?
Dude, can you imagine?
Anyway, it's a cool story. Speaking of Disney, though, by the way, that story is up at KPEL965.com. Speaking of Disney, though, all right, when do you go? Do you go? It's like this pilgrimage, okay? And I feel like people plan it for like 9 months in advance, and it takes so much time. I would imagine that's something you can help with. It
is, and we have people that are different. Some people go to Disney World and they're going to go 3 or 4 times before, while their kids are growing up.
Okay.
Some people, they stay forever, and it's a once in a lifetime trip. So it really all depends on what you can do. We have a lot of people and they're so happy to have a baby.
Yeah.
New parents. Oh, I want her to see Mickey Mouse on her 2nd birthday. Mm-hmm. Wonderful. If you're going to take her multiple times, then that's great. Go take her picture with Mickey Mouse. But realize all the baggage that you have to carry through the parks. A lot of times, if they're 5 and under, I'll recommend the Disney cruise. Mm-hmm. Because, another thing is, if you have kids that are multiple ages, you may have a 10-year-old and you may have a 5-year-old. Well, you're going to go to Disney World, and one of them is going to be able to ride everything, and the other one is going to be too little.
Yep.
So
makes sense.
You don't want to go to Disney World and tell your kid no.
And the Disney cruise, though, is something that, even the parents can enjoy. It's still a cruise.
Oh, my God, yes. Great babysitting services. They do have adult-only area pools and restaurants on the Disney cruise.
Well, wait. The kids can maybe stay home. They can stay in Lafayette, and then we can do this.
We also combine cruise and Disney World. You can do 3 days on a cruise and then come do 4 nights in Disney World. We do that with a lot of the younger kids, too.
Okay.
That's so cute.
Okay. Oh, you're getting at something. Okay, so yeah, it's just kind of what you want. If you want that once in a lifetime, then I would imagine you stay at the best resort. You line everything up, but they need to be a little bit older to remember those kind of things. The younger ones aren't going to remember it so much.
Right. You want your kids to be older. You want them to be able to do everything, ride every ride, experience everything that they have. You also want them to still be young enough to be in the magic of Disney World. If you're parents of older kids, we all know there's that thin line where they go from, characters are cool to, oh my God, Mom, can you change it?
Yeah. All right. Okay, cool. So let's talk about for an adult. If money is no object and you're just going to do a once in a lifetime trip, how many times have we heard this? People want to do things to memorialize a 50th anniversary or a retirement gift where they can take. I remember my grandparents went on a 21-day cruise from Europe and then ended up in Miami, and they loved it. It was just nonstop relaxation. What would you suggest?
The ultimate is the world cruise.
Okay.
You can go all the way around the globe in 180 days.
Okay. How much does something like that cost, though? It's
about $40,000 to $50,000 per person, but it's all inclusive.
Okay.
And if you think about it, a lot of our trips right now coming in, people are spending $8,000 to $10,000 for 1 week.
Right.
Okay.
So you're getting 6 months, food, drinks, and you're literally going to see the world. They spend overnights in places. It's not like you do it out of New Orleans or Galveston. They're not going to go and leave you there from 8 to 5 and then leave. No, you spend overnights. And you get to see the world.
So your hotel is that's what I love about it. The hotel is just at the dock. Okay. So if you have to come back and forth, it's a little bit harder with a big cruise ship, but you can do that. Or if you want to go further than maybe within 5 miles of the port, maybe you want to go 2 hours into the country to see something specific. That's something you can do. Wow.
That's amazing.
Cruise.
And it includes laundry service.
You know what? I never thought about that.
No laundry, no cooking, no cleaning. What better vacation to take than 6 months of no cooking, no cleaning, no washing, no drying?
No family to bother you. No.
They do have Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I guess you could.
Tearing up as we speak.
You can FaceTime. Wow, a world cruise. Okay, I see people who like adventurous things. Maybe you're someone who thinks like, I want to go to Antarctica, or I want to go to the rainforest, or things that aren't just like easy, like there's a hotel there. Is there someone who can help us? Okay, tell us more.
Galapagos has been a huge, huge factor. They've come in lately. We do National Geographic tours. We also have special tours with photography where you can go, and it's small. It's boats. I wouldn't call it ships at all.
Right.
Because the Galapagos is not somewhere you can really stay because of the wildlife.
Yeah.
Okay.
Penguins.
You can't. And in order for it to stay as pristine as it is, we need not be there as often and leave a big old fat imprint. Let's put it that way.
So there's like a boat. How many people on the boat, you say? Like,
they have some that take up to 30 and some to take up to 80.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, and what you do is you have to take a raft. You have to take one of those raft boats to the island, and they'll actually only let you walk so far on the island as well.
It. Wow.
And, it's special species of animals live here, and they can thrive here because there's no humans. There's no hunting or anything like that.
We're not leaving our imprint there, and that's why they've designed it that way. And as she said, so many different species, and so they see what happens with different phases of things, let's say.
Wow.
You see examples of how life has progressed. It's just fascinating. So the best thing we can do is go, hi, take a little look, take a pic, and get out.
Yeah, and then go. Just leave it untouched. That's really cool. Really cool.
People love it. Northern Lights and nature.
Oh, I bet.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
I've heard that.
Can I ask a question real quick that's totally off the beaten path?
Let's do it.
Nature is wonderful. Photography is wonderful, right? Galapagos, so pristine. It's beautiful. All right. Is there ever a shopping trip or a shoe trip or a handbag trip?
Or a drinking trip?
We do. We have agents that do all of those.
So if you really wanted to do like a shopping trip.
Yes, I'm a purse fanatic personally.
Oh, we are not allowed to be together then. Nope, not allowed to be together.
In fact, I just came back from France, and the only thing I bought for myself as a souvenir was a purse that I bought on sale.
So I mean,
coming from a travel agent, my souvenir was a purse. Sorry.
There are trips to shop though.
You can do shop. We do holiday markets, and we also do tours. For instance, Italy. Kermit, y'all? Most of you know Kermit with Travel Machine. He will tell you the only place he buys his wallets are in Italy.
Yeah.
Or in a special place in Italy.
Wow.
So there are things that, I mean, really, it's anything you want to do. The travel agent really can be like, okay, I can help you.
We want to know when you want to go. We want to know how much money you have to spend. And we want to know what you want to do. And then we can tell you where you're going.
All right, memorable experience. Obviously, this is something that you do day in and day out. I can imagine you get some pretty crazy requests.
We do. We do.
Do you help customers out?
I don't think she's going to tell us.
It's always great whenever we're asked to plan a special proposal.
Aww.
We
That's
have
cool.
Quite a few that'll go on vacation and do special proposals. Anytime we get to plan that, and so one time what happened is the girl was planning it and she came in. Well, he calls me a week before the trip and says, oh, by the way, I want to propose to her. You think you can help me with that? I said, well, do you have a ring?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been having, but I think it'll be fun on the trip. So he had to come in and he didn't even know what resort they were staying at or where they were going. So he had to secretly meet me so that we can coordinate. Yes.
So, and did that go off without a hitch?
Yes, thank God, because I was able to send her a copy of what was going on, and then I secretly had him another copy.
Oh my goodness! So
Wow.
There they are in Proposal Central. Wow.
And I can just imagine you're sitting down here in the office on Johnston Street, just, probably with your fingers crossed, like, I can't wait to hear what happens. Can't wait to hear what happens.
Facebook stalking them the entire time.
Well, that works. So what about helping someone? We did talk a little bit earlier about, situations with issues.
Yes, I've had a client before, and he was on a Nile River cruise. He wanted to go see the pyramids. And he's one of these amazing, phenomenal people that whenever he goes and he likes something, he's famous for, I think I was staying one extra night, but let's just put me a few more nights. I'm not ready to come home.
Right.
All this great stuff. So we had already booked another night. Well, he's on the Nile and he has 2 days left. And I start seeing Egypt come up in the news. And I'm watching, and all of a sudden it came really bad where the violence started. And so I went ahead and I canceled his hotel. I was trying to get in touch with him, but on the Nile cruise, this was years ago, they didn't have he didn't have the internet or anything. So I canceled it. I rebooked his flight. He called me whenever I left him messages. So he says, hey, we're getting off the ship now. I'm heading to my hotel. I said, no, you're not. I already called your transfer driver. You're going to the airport. You may have to sleep on the couch, but I don't care. Save your receipts. You have insurance for this, but you're getting on a plane. But it's been beautiful. I said, no, it's not. Not in town. You need to get to the airport immediately.
Yeah.
Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. And you are coming home. I said, your flight is scheduled. And I said, if you do not get on that flight, I said, I'm coming to get you. And he ended up making it out like 6 hours before they completely shut everything down.
Wow.
He was one of the last flights to get out.
I mean, how much of your life, is kind of like the Amazing Race? I mean, you have people kind of.
Do you feel like that?
I mean, like, without giving their names, like, where do you have clients right now?
Oh, Jesus. We have clients in Thailand. Off the top of my head, I know we have Thailand, we have Barbados, we have Peru, we have Canada, we have... It's honeymoon season, so I think we have Hawaii, Mexico, and all that good stuff.
So people are just all over the place always. It's not. I love dealing with people who, here's the deal. When I go to talk about someone about travel, I want them to act like it's not a big deal. Like, we do this all the time. Don't be stressed about it, Yes. And I get that from you.
We're your local connection to the world.
See, and that's what the National Geographic trips, that sounds amazing. Being able, you mentioned The Amazing Race. Nerd alert.
I love The Amazing Race.
I love that show, too.
Even though, Sarah might be listening, but I watched this the whole time, and this is the thought that goes through my head for the entire hour.
What?
Like, at which point would we rip each other's head off about which way to walk in the airport? Like, I think it's that way. No, I'm pretty sure it's this way. No, it's that way. I'm reading the sign. It's that way. Just trust me. I'm telling you.
All tourists next right.
Yeah.
Hey, when it says that, you do that.
All right, let's take one more break in here, and we just want to come back and talk about, just the peace of mind that comes with booking travel this way, and as opposed to other ways, and there are other ways out there. Maegan Sonnier joining us from Travel Machine, and we will be back right after this. Stay with us.
Hey guys, pardon the advertising interruption to your radio program.
Welcome back to the After the Show. Hey, Rob, Kirkpatrick, and Bernadette Lee filling in for Carol Ross, who will be back next Tuesday. We decided with this afternoon show, we'll just invite some fun guests. We had Marcel Fontenot yesterday, Maegan Sonnier.
Today, she said something in the break, which I can't believe I didn't even think to ask about.
Yes.
There are beer cruises, right?
There are beer cruises, yes.
Oh,
everyone likes beer now. Like
Oh, no. All these Johnny-come-latelys loving beer. How about us people from way back?
Oh, come on, from way back.
Anyway, so there are beer cruises, right?
There are beer-themed cruises, yes, that you can take. They are in Europe. They're river cruises. And, you don't not only get to get off the ship and experience their local beers, but they also bring crafters and beer brewers on the ship with you to explain a little more while you're cruising.
Wow, that's so cool.
That is really exciting. All right.
That's awesome.
One of the places a lot of people are talking about, we talked about St. Lucia earlier, Caribbean destination, is Cuba. I, for one, am a little bit overwhelmed by the thought of Cuba because it just seems like you're going to somewhere that's not used to having tourists. But it's growing, and it's quickly growing, and you're saying do it sooner than later.
Yes, it is scarily growing. One of the things that everybody loves about Cuba, they do still have the old cars and this other stuff. We hate to say it, but we secretly say it to each other, that tourists ruin everything. And right now it is expensive to go. If you're going to spend extended amount of time there, it's expensive to go. So, but you need to do it now and do it right to where you still get to experience it, because once they open up those big, huge ports and all these people come, a lot of what you see and a lot of, reasons why people don't like certain areas is because of the beggars and because of people that are wanting this. And, and the thing is, we're bringing a lot of money into Cuba, a lot. And, they're going to develop, and it's going to still be Cuba, but it'll be a different version of Cuba, very soon.
I love the 24-hour on-call service, 24/7. In-house agents are who you talk to if you ever run into a problem. No matter where you are, no matter if you're in Houston for the weekend or no matter if you're in Egypt, wherever you are, they obviously speak English, know your last name.
Yeah.
And really,
and how to pronounce it.
I love that you guys really take responsibility for what you can do. You have a direct link to airlines, to different things to help people whenever they're in a bind.
Right. And we believe in what we do. We really, really believe in what we do. A lot of people think, I want to be a travel agent because I want to travel. And we do travel a little bit, but to make a living, just like anything else, you have to be in the office working. So we do a lot of research, and we feed off of each other. But it's truly, a job where every day is you get a new request, and you get someone who believes something that, you would never even think, where did they hear that? But they read something online, so we have to explain and tell it.
This is the real way it works.
And that's what we do, and we have clients all the time. I have clients, I'm so sorry to ask you this question. I'm so sorry to bother you, but we love the questions. We are here for your questions.
Yeah, well, you're learning
We
too.
don't want you to have surprises.
That's exciting.
Okay, who has ever seen the movie Yes Man with Jim Carrey?
Oh, yeah, love it.
Okay. So one of the adventures that they have one day is they pick a place to go. So I want to do that one day. Okay, so not yet, because I got some stuff I got to do the next few weeks. Okay, but I'm gonna call you on the Thursday. Be like, hey, what's up? I'll be like, Brett and I want to go do something. Where can we go for $58?
Where could you go for $58?
Evangeline Thruway.
Yeah.
There you go. I mean, that's exotic right there, at border St. Landry Parish.
Houseboat in the basin.
Yes. Sounds great.
On the pontoon, baby. No, but I mean, that would be fun. A fun thing to be able to do if you, get in with your travel agent and tell them, I want an adventure. I want a 2-day weekend adventure somewhere. I want to go to a place in America I've never been. Where could I go? That kind of thing. You could even do something like that.
Yes, we also have a lot of people who want special events. We have a group going from here to London to see the Saints play in London.
Wow.
So, can other people get in on their thing?
Yes, of course they can.
So
we do trips to the Kentucky Derby. We do the Super Bowl.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Saints in London.
That's
yes.
I might have some.
Stop.
What's the date of that,
Stop.
Bernie? We're going to have to
I don't
go.
know.
Let's block off that week in the calendar.
Oh, man. Brett's going to beg that you put him in a suitcase and take him with you.
It's just so exciting. Obviously, the world has become a much smaller place because you can get there pretty efficiently. There are some places that still take, a long time to get there, but you can do it. It's something you guys do every day.
And it's great to plan it out. We some people think you get it cheaper last minute. A lot of times it is not cheaper last minute. It's more expensive, and you're going to be stuck with the leftovers. You're going to get the accommodations that nobody else has wanted.
Yeah.
So if you're okay with that, and some of our clients are, then come and see us on Thursday, and we'll get you out somewhere on Saturday.
I like an exit row seat, though.
We like people who like to. We have a lot of people who like to plan ahead. We also do payment plans, and I have some clients who send me money every month. Sometimes they overpay their trip, and I just keep it on account for them. And it's sometimes the wife will keep on sending it, and then that's her spending money.
That's genius
on the trip.
That's
Such
genius.
a good idea. If you could just say, let's make that investment. Let's say we'll spend $100 a month. And see how it goes. I'm Maegan Sonnier from Travel Machine. Excellent information. Happy travels. And get in touch. Give your phone number real quick.
It's 337-981-7870.
All right. The After the Show show. Thanks. We'll be back tomorrow. Coming up next, Offside.